Hello and welcome to my workshop. So we're getting back on the Jeep build, and as a reminder, this is a replica of the Jeep my granddaddy had when my dad was a kid. Used to take this out on the beach and just kind of his daily driver. So it's a lot of special emotions for me for this, and I'm really excited to get this thing moving along and get it finished up. So we were able to get most of the structure done so far. And I think what we're going to try to focus on now is all the small details and get a lot of the gaps, the sanding, all of the filling in work stuff completed. And hopefully get this thing painted. I think the goal is to try to get this thing at least complete, if not very close to it. Alright, so let's get to that. Alright, so I've kind of been jumping all over the place, just getting little things done here and there. A lot of the details, added in these little sections in the back, and cut these in for the axe and the shovel here on the side, and just a couple little things here and there. Like I said, I'm jumping around a little bit. But I was also able to get the topper finished up and painted. So I still have to make the windows, but I was able to get everything done and ready to go, including all these rivets down the side. I still have a little bit of work left to do on the Coleman cooler, but this is also complete. And so this just has a lid that pops off, and then has held on with magnets. And on the back it has what would look like hinges, but they're, like I said, it's just a it just comes on and off, and that again is going to fit in the back of the Jeep right here. So like I said, it's really starting to come together with all the details. Just a lot more to go, so just going to continue on with that. Okay, making good progress here on the Jeep. One of the things I was able to do, which is going to add a lot of protection to the bottom, as well as gave me points to mount the body, were these little side rails. These I wanted to have something that was not so obtrusive, that looked like a side rail, but actually did give some support underneath the body for the rocks when it hits. So they have these aluminum pieces that are bolted into the chassis. You know, as you see, they follow the contour of the body, and once they're painted black, they'll just kind of disappear. But it does add quite a bit of support. I was able to add in some details to the dash, you know, the glove box and different buttons and knobs, and you know, eventually, you know, the steering column will go in here. And this center piece right here, I'll just get some stickers of gauges printed off, and end up putting the art resin on top, which will give it that shine like a regular gauge would have, as well as protect it. So a little more details to go, but just get back to it. Alright, so I got quite a bit more done. A lot of little loose ends getting tied up, and you know, getting taken care of some things. One of them, you know, getting the I got the windows in on the topper in the back. I also, as you can see, have the windshield painted body color. I'm not sure how well it's turning. It'll show up in the video, but I have the Willys raised lettering here. I also have that on the hood as well as on the rear. And as you can see, I have the seats, the passenger and the driver's seat, along with the fuel tank underneath the seat. They're all finished up and painted black. I also have some 5-lug wheels that came in. So these will replace the 6-lug. Just be a little more, correct for what this Jeep would have had. These I had a good deal on. I found them. And so I just went with them, and I realized I needed another 2 more for another project. And so I said, you know what, I might as well buy the 5-lug. And I ended up painting these with like a gray wheel paint. And I'll just swap these out and use these for the other project. So all in all, making really good progress. I think, probably the next thing I'll work on is getting maybe a couple of the details started for the engine. Still need to, come down with the sides and get a lot of the details in the engine compartment, but I'll see if I can get a little bit of that done and then just continue on. All right, let's get back to it. Alright, so I think we're at a very good place to stop the video here. Probably going to be one more video for this, just kind of getting all the finished details, but I think that should wrap it up. We still got quite a bit more, but I think it should be able to get that done in one video, no problem. So what we're able to get done is the engine cover for the engine cover. So as you remember, there's several different covers in here to cover up the servo in the front, the spur gear, the motor, and a little bit of the transmission going back here. And what I was wanting to do was just basically place pieces on top of that to give the look of the engine, and also hide those covers we had to make. So it's not perfect. You can still see that this is domed right here. Things aren't exactly maybe perfectly placed, but there had to be some compromises for what we ended up having. But I think all in all, what it turned out is pretty good. So right now I just primed it, painted it black, and I'm ready to move on to the next step. One of the struggles I had was getting the hood to reclose. So I would put a piece on, test it, move it, put a piece on, and over and over and over. But I got to the point where the hood does close back good. So really making good progress with this. Really happy with what we're doing. Gonna be one more video, a little bit more to go, but I think we'll get there before you know it. Until then, we'll see you in the rocks.